Monday Dan is here. How we doing? You. Are AC and Tampa going to run it back?
Yeah, right now that's exactly who we are going to get into that Super Bowl. I think with Kansas City, we have to pay attention to not necessarily just what the defense is doing, but make the statement that Kansas City has the best four-man pass rush in the NFL right now. Melvin Ingram coming over is going to go down as one of the best in-season football moves, trade-wise, in the NFL in the last 5 or 6 years. Him with Chris Jones is an absolute problem. They're doing an awesome job on defense of winning first down and then getting into those pass rush situations and allowing those four guys to be great. Tyrann Mathieu just finds the football. I mean, wherever the ball is, 32 is going to be near there. And their offense is slowly getting better. They're on a 6-game win streak, and their offense is still somewhat okay. And I just believe that 15, Patrick Mahomes is going to get this offense going again. I'm not super confident in a lot of other teams matching up against Kansas City, really outside of New England and candidly Indianapolis, thinking that they can beat Kansas City with the way their defense is playing. And then Tampa yesterday, it was the best defensive performance I've seen from Tampa this year. It finally looked like the defense from Tampa Bay that last year went on that Super Bowl run, that blitz package was crazy, that coverage unit matched up, that those linebackers flew around the football. They got the unit that I trust the most in Tampa Bay's offense, specifically their offensive line. I think we are headed towards that, which we thought in August was going to be the case. I think we're headed towards Kansas City and Tampa Bay in a rematch.
Listen, man. It's hard for me to disagree with Dan because all his points are right on the money. And any point that I bring up about the Patriots, it was Dan that said weeks and weeks and weeks ago how formidable they were along with RC. So I'm certainly not trying to act like I'm saying something new here. What I'm saying is that when I look at Kansas City's offense roll the way that it's been rolling, okay, you go up against Dallas. They're bereft of some of their weapons because of injuries that particular time and Amari Cooper being out with COVID. Then you go up against the Denver Broncos, and even though they're a decent team, and in the same breath, we understand how Teddy Bridgewater can and cannot be at times. And then yesterday, you go up against a Las Vegas Raiders squad that, listen, they were 5-2 at one point. They're 1-5 in their last 6 games. They have fallen off the radar, just like I thought they would. But let's also understand. And maybe empathy isn't the right word, but let's have a little bit of understanding. John Gruden, we know that, that controversy that surrounded him. We turn around after that, and then Ruggs gets into his situation and fatally kills somebody in a car accident. And then you had, I forgot the name of the other dude that ended up having to go away on that because, he was caught on video, making threats and all of this other stuff. So they've been through an awful, awful lot. Misaki, I mean, listen, at first he won his first 2 games and did a decent job, but now everything has fallen apart. They're a shell of themselves, and they clearly need new direction all the way around. That's what it comes down to. So if I'm looking at Kansas City, yeah, you held your last 3 opponents to 9 games. Your defense is playing considerably better. They don't look like trash anymore. I got all of that. But I know what I'm seeing from the New England Patriots. I know what I'm seeing from the Indianapolis Colts with that running game. What travels with you? What do you take wherever you go? You take a running game and a defense with you wherever you go. New England has that big time. And so when I look at it from that perspective and I look at the greatness of Bill Belichick and how he can discombobulate things for any opponent, including Patrick Mahomes, meaning make you look less than yourself, here's the thing that I think we need to pay attention to. If you are the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots have to come to Arrowhead Stadium, that's one thing. Do you know that Patrick Mahomes has never played a playoff game on the road? Ever. He's never played. In the 3 years that he's been, he hasn't had a road playoff game. Really? I don't believe he's had a home playoff game. First year when they lost in the AFC Championship game to New England, that was at Arrowhead. Next year they went and they came back from deficits, twice against Houston, Tennessee, and all of that stuff. And they go and they win the Super Bowl. Last year, and so when you look at it from that perspective, he has not played a road playoff game. I don't have any doubt that he can still perform on the road, but New England performs well in Foxborough. And so when I think about their level of play being elevated, if Kansas City has to go to the Super Bowl, it's possible they may have a home field advantage, but it's also possible they might have to go through New England. And if that happens, What do we say then?
And I say Kansas City shows me, and yes, that I do believe what I saw yesterday with Kansas City gives them a better path to the Super Bowl. Let me tell you what I mean by that. And you were just talking about it a little bit. You worried about how they're going to fare. How are they going to fare against New England? Mm-hmm. New England's going to take away those big plays. Patrick Mahomes went 20 for 24. This kind of efficiency should scare everybody. It should scare everybody in the NFL. If he can be this patient, this efficient, and while you're dropping back and he's just taking, only threw for 258 yards, and taking everything you give him underneath. With that defense attacking the way it's attacking, this is not only going to move the ball down the field, it's also going to eat up clock to keep all those other boys on the sideline. And this is the only way he can beat Bill Belichick, by being that efficient right there. That's what told me, yeah, okay, I believe you're right. I go with Kansas City. I have them as my top AFC team. They have that road to the Super Bowl. But on the Tampa Bay side, even though I just told you that Tom confirmed to me who he was, what he was, but in the NFC side, you're going to have to go up against better offenses than Buffalo. And if you let Buffalo storm back like that yesterday, a better offense can storm back and close that door and win that game. And that's why I'm saying, okay, I still got confidence in Tampa. I still believe they are who they say they are, but the NFC is going to be a tougher run than Buffalo at the top, and you got to play better than you just played with Buffalo.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.